Akeredolu, Malami as speaker clashed on Amotekun again. Welcome to the news. Thank you for your support now and always. And if you are new to my page, kindly subscribe. Thank you. Good day. Ondo State Governor Rotimi Akeredolu and Attorney General of the Federation, AGF, yesterday disagreed over the restructuring of Nigeria. While the governor insisted on devolution of power in favor of states and councils, Malami criticized governors for controlling councils and turning around to ask for more powers. Both of them, who are senior advocates of Nigeria, SANS, spoke in Lagos at the ongoing Attorney General's meeting. Akeredolu, who delivered the keynote address, said the federal government's inability to secure life and property will force citizens to arm themselves in self-defense. He added that state policing and restructuring were imperative. Malami questioned governors' moral authority to demand restructuring after usurping local government powers. Well, there's no one that will not ask for devolution of power or restructuring with what is happening in our country. The police cannot control this nation centrally the way it is structured. When it was a central police, the nation, the state, was less than what we currently have. The local government is less than what we currently have. Do we have enough manpower to man it round the clock? We should face reality and do what is needful. The current situation will not take anybody far. Even if within our community, what is the distance of the police station to each of the communities? How many personnel are in those locations? What are the tools that are available for them to even operate? Malami questioned governors' moral authority to demand restructuring after taking over local government powers. The 36th Attorney General are meeting for the 3 days to discuss critical legal issues relating to $418 million Paris Club reforms, value-added tax, stamp duty, and amendments to the 1999 Constitution. Akeredolu and Malami were part of the speakers at the event. Others were state governors like Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State, Simon Lalong of Plateau, the Lagos State Chief Judge Justice Kazeem Alogba, Nigerian Bar Association President Olumide Akpata, and Director General of the Nigerian Governors Forum, Aishana Okauru, amongst others. Akeredolu, who urged states to emulate Lagos and push for restructuring via legal means, claimed that the federal government was getting too much of the national income at the states and local government expense. The federal government getting 52% of the country's revenue allocation is the main cause of the problem. There are some funds at the federal level that they don't know what to do with, and the states and local governments are being starved. This is the direct consequence of long military rule, the governor said. Well, you can't blame all this on long military rule. After all, since 1999, we have been under civilian. What is civilian rule? What have they done? All the subsequent National Assembly, the State Governors Forum, and every legal means to get this thing corrected, what did they do? We should stop apportioning blame. Solution is what we need now, not currently. Military rule is gone. That is like crying over spilled milk. That one is gone. Whatever error they have committed, what have the civilian brought to the table to get this thing corrected? We know there are forces here and there, but if we're insisting on getting something right, and every right-thinking politician, every right-thinking people at the power of authority come together and get this thing right, honestly, we won't be crying over military rule anymore. 20-something years is enough for us to get things right. Get whatever need to be amended. Is it that we are short of lawyers? Is it we are short of senior advocates that will sit down together? Is it that we are short of people with intellectual capacity to find the right way for this country to move forward? All this, but if anybody is still referring to military era or when the colonial masters were still there and we are still complaining, making reference to those things that happened in the past, it means we don't know what we are doing as a nation. Referencing the recent mass killing in a Catholic church in Owo, he lamented that the police blamed the non-availability of vehicles for their inability to mobilize to the scene of the attack. Imagine, which vehicle? Is that we don't have vehicle or they don't even know how to maintain the ones that were given to them? I know every now and then you see state governors giving out equipment, motor vehicles to this police, but in the last 5 years, can they even account for the vehicles that have been given to Nigerian police in this country? Let's begin to pick them state by state. They don't know how to maintain, and there are things that can be put in place to get this thing maintained. We have seen people use vehicles for 10, 15 years, and they are still in good condition. But in 3 years, you just find out that those vehicles are no more motorable, are no more useful because they don't maintain them. There's no schedule to maintain them. There's no schedule to service them. We cannot be wasters and expect things to work. The governor asked the police to close shop if the federal government could not meet its equipment needs. The police have failed, Akeredolu said, adding that the Central Police Command was ineffective in keeping Nigerians safe. He said, this needs to be corrected. The current spate of insecurity in the country leaves us with no room for equivocation of the right of the state to maintain law and order through the establishment of state police, he said. Addressing the Attorney General, the governor said, we will carry arms very soon. Oga Malami, there is no other way. The governor added that he and his family believed in Nigeria, which was why he and his son married outside the Southwest. The governor further challenged states to restructure the country by, among others, setting up their anti-graft agencies or anti-corruption commission. He urged that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, was a creation of and for the federal government of Nigeria and only not for the Federation of 36 states. While this JoJo will never stop until we start doing the right thing. There are some states that if you look at, they are putting up things that will make security to work in their state, but we cannot do it in isolation. The whole nation must come together. Ask for help if they don't have resources within. They can ask for help extra. There are nations that are going through tougher insecurity, but they are able to curtail it. They can make reference to such nations or call them to come and assist. You don't put your hand that is paining you in your pocket and begin to smile up and down when things are not easy. The insecurity level in this country today can make anyone to be afraid of even doing anything. If you are abroad, you want to come home, you are afraid because of the insecurity situation. The federal government should look at this. One does not mean that it's taking power away from the federal government, but how do we solve this? There are local things that we need to do within each of the localities. We should not be one size fits all, that whatever is done at the national level, the state must replicate it. No. What is peculiar to each of the states? What are the insecurity challenges? What are the tools, equipment, human resources that need to be used to curtail all this insecurity? Well, what is your take on this argument between Akeredolu and the Attorney General of the Federation? Kindly make your opinion known as a subscribe to my page. Thank you, good day, and God bless.